always wars. Overcoming the manipulation, divided and conquered, split into many nations. As we gather at the Stargate Haitian State.
And what's good? Back with another video. And in this video, child, it is clear. Let me go ahead and fix this. It is so clear, okay? You were right all along, collective. They were sending you spiritual warfare, trying to dim your light. The universe got your back. Okay? The universe got your back, right? Because the Most High has a bigger plan. Fame isn't worth losing yourself, your peace, or your soul. Too many people chase attention, power, and validation until it consumes them. But real purpose is bigger than clout or popularity. Stay grounded, collective. Protect your spirit. And remember that truth, character, and faith will always outlast temporary fame. And that's how I've always based myself on this internet. You will never catch me trying to be more than that. But collective, remember, they try to do that to Cardi B. Cardi B, let's talk about co-defense mechanisms, right? This is for all the underdogs. Remember, Cardi B was an underdog once upon a time. Okay? Let that marinate. Let that marinate. If it resonates, let it meditate. Okay? Remember, the second Christ is a supermind. Okay? In us. Okay? Forget about all these bottom feeders. Right? You can't control the sleep, because it's not in you to control the sleep. Your job is to wake the sleeping sheep up. And no matter how much they try to fight it, it is what it is. And remember, God's word is for real. God's word is forever. We may be gone, but God's word will remain forever. Okay? So, I was right, you was right, collective. They were sending spiritual warfare, trying to dim your light and drain your energy. But what's meant for you can't be blocked. The universe has your back, collective. And no matter how much negativity, envy, or deception comes your way, your light will continue to shine. What's done in darkness always comes to the light, collective. And your strength, truth, and purpose are stronger than any attack sent against you. Collective, let's talk about the Most High has a bigger plan. Okay? Fame isn't worth losing yourself, your peace, or your soul. Too many people chase attention, power, and validation until it consumes them, like it always does. That's why I stay away from those realms. Okay? Because the bigger you are, the harder you fall. I keep my channels small on purpose, because my energy is so powerful. I just gotta put it it's like putting a few seeds everywhere, and when it rains, it'll grow by itself. Okay? Let's be clear. Just like the story in the Bible when he was carrying the water, and every time the water dripped, okay, the water was heavy. Every time he stumbled and tripped a little bit, that water touched those seeds. Hello? And what happened was, those seeds began to grow with a little bit of water. It only took a little bit of drip drop here and there. Baby, let's keep it a buck. Like the video, share the video. It's me, your girl, Self-Love Master, All Seen I am many characters on this internet because that's the way it is. Okay? And it's all about exposing evildoers. Is always shining the light on darkness. okay? Because people walk in darkness, right? But the Most High God has a bigger plan. Fame isn't worth losing yourself, your peace, or your soul. Too many people chase attention, power, and validation until it consumes them. Like I've seen many fade away like shadows. But real purpose is bigger than clout or popularity, collective. Stay grounded, protect your spirit, okay? And remember, the true character and fate will always outlast temporarily fame. And that's why I've been here on this internet for so long. You know, the universe will reveal how the kingdom of darkness tries to mimic the kingdom of light, okay? Copying truth, love, and wisdom to create confusion and illusion. Not everything that shines carries good intentions. Is why they always mad at me, because the way I know how to articulate it, boy, they gotta work around the clock. They gotta work around the clock. Work around the clock. Work around the clock. Work around that clock, baby. Trying to outdo the truth. But like I said, and the word said, you cannot outdo the truth, because eventually your own fame will consume you. Your own lies will strangle you. You, okay? Let's be clear. Not everything that shines carries good intentions. Okay? Which is why discernment matters. People are mad at your discernment, collective. They mad at my discernment, okay? Stay grounded in truth, okay? Protect your spirit, like I said, and pay attention to what brings peace, clarity, and genuine growth, okay? Genuine growth, okay, versus what feeds fear, ego, and deception. We have a lot of those playing those parts, okay, is what we need to overstand and understand. You were right. They were sending spiritual warfare all this time to dim your light, right? And it is what it is, because the universe will reveal their darkness. And they're mad. They're mad that you know how to articulate these words and this energy, okay? But you were right. They were sending spiritual warfare, trying to dim your light, and drain your energy. But what's meant for you can't be blocked, okay? The universe has your back. And no amount of negativity, envy, manipulation, or deception can stop what's destined for you. They're trying to outlast and outsmart the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But they out here. But they out here pumping deception. Okay? What's destined for you is destined for you. Your light was never meant to be hidden. Okay? What's done in darkness will always come to light. And every attack only reveals your strength, resilience, and purpose even more. Collective. Stay grounded, protect your energy, and keep moving with faith, because truth always rises in the end. Okay? No matter how many times they try to copy your energy. Okay? Trying to copy your energy is going to be the depth of their soul, the depth of their trap. Right? Because that's why they try to keep you small, because they bottom feeders. They feeding off your energy and your truth. Okay? Some people describe intense negativity, manipulation, or emotional pressure as feeling like an attack on their third eye or intuition. Okay? A grounded way to respond is to protect your peace, trust your judgment, and focus on habits that keep you mentally and emotionally clear. See, they don't want you to feel like this. They don't want you to be able to articulate like this. But you are a warrior, okay? You are a praying warrior at that, okay? And they are big mad, because they know they've seen you do this so many times. They feel like they above the program. They feel like they're bigger than the program, because they have a lot of subscribers. But now realizing that eventually, you're going to have to pay that back, okay? So protect your peace and trust your judgment, and focus on habits that keep you mentally and emotionally clear. Rest, boundaries, okay? Supportive people, reflection, and staying connected to what gives you stability and purpose. Fear and obsession can make you stressful, no matter how many times they obsess with you, because these individuals, they carry dark demons in them. Okay, they carry walk-ins. Okay, so obsession can make you stressful. Okay, can make stressful situations feel even heavier. Okay, so it helps to stay centered rather than giving power to the idea that someone controls your mind or spirit. And trust me even coming on here to expose their insecurities and their bad habits, it just does something to them. Because at the end of the day, the more blood you have on your hands, that's the more blood you have to answer for. Okay, for being a hindrance to other people's growth and just pumping fear. You work for the reptilians indirectly because you are a walk-in. Sometimes people can appear charming, attractive, or convincing on the outside while hiding harmful intentions, okay, underneath. Okay, real beauty comes from character, honesty, empathy, okay, and the way someone treats others. Okay, not just appearances. It's better to focus on recognizing unhealthy behavior, manipulation, or negativity rather than labeling people in dehumanizing ways, right? So mental health is everything. Okay, mental health is everything. Sometimes people can appear charming, attractive, or convincing on the outside. Okay, their appearances are, they sound healthy, right? But because you sleep, you don't know no better. So here I come trying to warn you. Oh my God, God forbid, if this Capricorn right here comes to try to warn you. And Capricorns, they climb mountains for fun. You know what I'm saying? If you look a Capricorn up, you will know who the hell is a Capricorn. Okay? So that's why individuals have trouble trying to do what to me when I climb mountains for fun. You know what I'm saying? In these last days, people who move with deception, manipulation, and darkness will eventually face the consequences, okay, of their actions. So it may look good now, right? And tempting to want to be, right? But trust and believe, these individuals don't really like themselves. That's why they busy chasing people's light like mine and yours, collective. Right? If they could lure you in and put fear in your heart and derail you from your true highest path, they may look like they're in alignment. Hell, this whole world ain't in alignment. Okay? So it's real hard and difficult to identify what's true from deception. Okay? In these last days, people who move with deception, manipulation, and darkness will eventually face the consequences when they consume their great for, because the higher you are, the harder you fall. Okay? They will eventually face the consequences of their actions. Okay? What they try to hide will be revealed. Okay? And that's why I love being who I am, because that's what I do. That's the type of goat that I am. You know what I'm saying? I freaking jump mountains for fun. I'm a Capricorn. Capricorns does this. You know what I'm saying? And they see right through everything. I'm actually Saturn. I'm actually judgment. You know what I'm saying? So when you come for me, or you come for a Capricorn, you better be ready. You better be ready, because there's nothing you could do to a Capricorn without getting your ass whipped in the end. Okay? You could get away with it but for so long, right? But in the end, the Capricorn always makes sure eventually you face the consequences of your actions. Okay? What they try to hide will be revealed, and the negativity, okay, they sent out will return to them. Okay? Truth has a way of rising no matter how long it's ignored. Okay? And no amount of force power can stand forever against what is real. You understand? And I'm a person that I was the advocate for the truth ever since I got on this internet. Okay? I was one of the main ones fighting against PDF out, and they try to mimic you and mark you and scarf you, right? They want to do what you do. They want to try to do it better, but they're not in. That's not in their birth chart. Majority of these individuals are wasting their time trying to play your part, right? Trying to dim your light, right? But still spreading fear. But I want you to know that the Most High has given me a spirit of love, power, and a sound mind. Never fear. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. Okay? It can feel like some people try to use, let me see. How can I use this? It can feel like some people try to use, drain, or take advantage of your energy for their own benefit, like we talked about in my last video. Okay, especially during conflict or emotionally intense situations, right? Because like I said, I'm a fucking giant, bro. I'm a giant, bro. I don't need a whole bunch of people when I'm a giant. Okay? It's a small thing to a big giant like me. You know what I'm saying? Emotionally intense situations, okay? A healthier way to express that, though, collective, is no matter what negativity or pressure comes your way, your sense of self-purpose and inner strength remain protected. Okay? No matter what. Staying grounded, setting boundaries. Y'all mad. Don't try to use my light as you are who. When you come and you try to benefit off of me, I'm gonna expose you. Go be yourself. Don't try to copy me and gain subscribers, because I don't even do that. Okay? I don't even do that. Okay, whatever I do, whatever all my channels gain, it's a natural thing. I don't need to sit there and sell garbage, set people up for failure. I don't play with people's paths and their light. I'm always exposing you dirty ass individuals that work so hard, right? It can feel like some people try to use, drain, or take advantage of your energy. That's what they do, right? Majority of us all know this. This is the internet for you. Okay? For their own benefit, especially during conflict or emotionally intense situations, a healthier way to express that is, no matter what negativity or pressure comes your way, collective, your sense of self-purpose and inner strength remain protected, because you are co-creating with the universe, right? They need validation. They need tons of people to lift them up. But see, one thing I learned about this internet that is so precious to me, and I'll never forget, right? The same people that uplift you is the same people that'll take you down, right? The bigger you are, the harder you fall. I ain't got to be the one always trying to take you down, because that's not my style. If I expose you, you get mad, that's your problem. But just know that the veil will be uplifted. If you're a scammer, if you're doing things that you ain't got no business doing to your subscribers, hey, it is what it is. They're going to come for you. So a healthier way to express that is, no matter what negativity or pressure comes your way, collective, your sense of self-purpose and inner strength remain protected. Staying grounded, setting boundaries, and focusing on your own growth, right? And no matter how much you try to do that, they're going to come and try to take a piece of you, right? Because they think you're a buffet, right? But focusing on your own growth can help you feel confident and resilient without framing others as literally trying to sacrifice you, right? But that's what they do, right? And you can't help it. You can't help it. You have to stand 10 toes down, stand on business, because you ain't even got to let them know that they doing that. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is videos like this, so that people are learning and being watchful, okay? You have always been pulled out of darkness, collective, and guided back into God's marvelous light, okay? No matter how heavy the trials, confusions, or attacks became, grace kept covering you, collective, and truth kept finding you, collective. What was meant to break you only made your spirit stronger, collective. And every storm became proof that God never left your side, collective. Your light continues to shine. because it was placed in you for a greater purpose. No matter how many times they try to steal its and business pieces of you, okay? They try to gaslight you and twist the truth, but your spirit sees right through the deception. Divine light always reveals the evildoers, okay? No matter how well they hide behind masks, lies, or manipulation, what's done in darkness will always be exposed. And no amount of envy or spiritual attacks can block what God has placed over your life. Stay grounded, protect your peace, and keep shining, because truth cannot stay hidden forever, collective. Okay? They want you to manifest their hate, fear, and negativity instead of walking the big, right, beautiful path meant for your life. Don't let their energy distract you from your purpose. Keep moving forward with faith, peace, and clarity. Okay? What's meant for you is greater than the confusion sent against you. And your future will always shine brighter than the darkness trying to hold you back, because that's who they are. You needed to learn this, collective. I needed to learn this. And here we are. Okay? You needed to learn what you overcame so you could rise stronger, wiser, and more powerful than before. Every battle, betrayal, and setback was preparing you for a higher purpose, while others tried to drain your spirit. You kept growing through the pain. Now your strength, peace, and resilience will outlast every obstacle placed in your path. Okay? God be the glory. Because what was meant to break you, only built the person you were destined to become. Hello? Can I get an amen, an ashe? The word is real, though. And you have been standing like a watchman on the wall, staying alert, speaking truth, and continuing to do God's will. Even when others try to silence you. Through every test and distraction, your spirit kept pushing forward with purpose, right? What you carry was never meant to be hidden. And the light placed inside you continues to guide others toward truth, strength, and awakening. Okay? But their goal is to make sure that they fight me. They're not fighting me. They fight the Most High. They can brag about the Most High. They can make cards about the Most High. That's the most. When we talk about divination, sorcerers, baby. I have another video that I'm going to be posting up here. When we talk about the one eye and how all these individuals are connected into the internet and they all want to watch you. But the Most High, we are one consciousness, one eye. Okay? Born with the same, we are connected to the one Most High, the all-seeing eye. Okay? So you trying to play me and me being connected to source. You're supposed to be connected to source. Why you think the Most High I, the I am in me, is always on point? Consciousness, you cannot renege that. You just can't. Okay? Even though you think you are bigger than the program. Baby, but you're not. And you know, I want to show y'all a few things. How majority of y'all working for the CIA and you're doing witchcraft for them, the darkness. Okay, I'm gonna be showing y'all who you really are. So don't get mad every time you expose. You could get mad all you want. Okay, but collective thinking beyond their illusions, okay, makes them uncomfortable because they can't control someone who refuses to stay small, okay? While others try to limit your vision, you keep growing, evolving, and moving with purpose. Your strength comes from staying connected to your higher calling. Aren't they big mad? You know? That's what you could come up with is 100 subscribers and hide your face all day. Yeah, no, that is not cutting it. Okay? And it is what it is. Okay? You want to see true intentions. If these people were so confident, why do they have to hide their faces? Because they don't want you to see them in action. For the people in the back, come to the front. You don't even have to come to the front because you can see right through them. You can see what's altering them. You can see that they're connected to darkness, trying to, express light that they don't even exude because they got to go through all that hate, all that trauma to try to, project, right? In the last video, majority of these individuals are projecting themselves onto others, right? But when you somebody like me, the underdog, Cardi B tell it like it is, I tell it like it is, the majority of y'all tell it like it is. They don't like that. It just rubs them the wrong way. So thinking beyond their illusions makes them uncomfortable, collective. Because they can't control someone who refuses to stay small. While others try to limit your vision, you keep growing, evolving, and moving with purpose. Unlike them, right? They steal your light to rob people of their destinies, mislead people of their destinies, okay? Your strength comes from staying connected to your higher calling. They don't like that. Your creativity and the energy you put into the world, keep building, okay? Keep creating and keep standing strong. Because a focused spirit and a clear mind are more powerful than fear, manipulation, or negativity any damn near day. Okay? Let's be clear. They know how to suffer in silence because they are deeply attached to the material world, chasing things that can never truly fill their spirit. Period. Point blank. But you move differently, collective. I move differently. Focused on inner peace, purpose, truth, and spiritual growth, while others are consumed by appearances, power, and temporary things. You understand that the strength comes from within and from staying connected to something greater than yourself. Okay? So no matter how many times they try to come with it, you right there like, okay, I'm a Capricorn. Okay? I'm always into myself. I don't need to try to lie and take people for rides and steal their money and be a scammer. I'm not. I'm just not. Capricorns are the most hardworking people effortlessly. And stay true to them. They always by themselves. It's the Capricorn in them. Okay? They all about loving who they want to love. Deal with whoever they want to deal with. And that's just that. That's just that. Period, point blank. And I'm a proud Capricorn. I'm a self-made Capricorn. Cause I move and climb mountains for fun. Okay? Meanwhile, they saw all this and all that, but they want to chase your little small platforms. They want to grab your light. They think they're grabbing your light. But they're not the only one. It's so many people chasing you at once in group effort, unbeknown to them. They just trying to battle with each other, think they're better by using your one little light, right? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Co-defense mechanism, okay? This is for the underdogs. Remember, Cardi B was an underdog. Where Cardi B landed, okay? And I'm not trying to look for fame, views, or likes. They always so-called say that, oh, the underdogs are a threat. The underdogs are a threat. Why? Why are the underdogs a threat? I'm confused. Like, what? So if you think that the underdogs are always seen as a threat because people underestimate the strength that comes from struggle, resilience, and perseverance, okay? The ones who were overlooked often rise with the most wisdom, hunger, and purpose. Never doubt the power of someone who kept going when nobody believed in them. Period. Period. And you're not God. You're not my God. You just a little human. That's it. So the first card was Moon Magic. And they cause themselves a death and a rebirth with judgment. Left in this 10 of Swords. Trying to make suffer look good. They had to escape in disappointment. Okay? You was thinking quick though. You always seeing these individuals, you know what I'm saying, some kind of type of way. You know? They literally heartbroken because you exposing them. And their money is in reverse. Okay? They literally can't sleep. Because you moving forward. They wanted you stuck. Okay? They wanted you filled with burdens, but that's in reverse. You a high priestess out here. Okay? Okay? You got them eating their spiritual warfare. Okay? They try to sacrifice your celebrations, but you a whole star out here. You a whole musician. Okay? You a whole musician. They cannot sleep. Okay? They wanted you in conflict. But you listen. I woke up today at 9 o'clock and went back to sleep up to 2 o'clock because I was like, sleep is the bomb. Okay? I love sleeping. When I can, I'm all over it. So I went to sleep last night all the way until 2 in the afternoon. Got up, decided to do me some laundry. Yeah. Okay? They are definitely preparing for something because they see you vibing too high. Okay? You vibing too high for their little underdogs. Yeah, justice. Justice for the spiritual warfare. Okay? They've been trying to stop you for a very long time. Okay? They gonna come on here and pretend that nothing is wrong. There's nothing here to see. But they hide their face anyway. Hiding your face is a form of shame. Okay? You just a fraud. Okay? Messages coming in with new prophets. Okay? They try to block you. But justice is here. Okay? They watching you. They watching you be moved by your ancestors. Okay? They watching you enjoy your family. Even though they didn't want that. You was fighting. You persevered. They tried to do witchcraft on your family. But that balanced out. That's how pathetic they are. And there was also some divine intervention on your behalf. Underdogs. Okay? Something about you that mother of it all type of energy. You can make anything happen. All it takes is some real spirit and truth. You a Capricorn. You are that devil energy. They try to bind themselves to you. Right? You was like, all right, come here. Come here. And left them stuck in that 8 of Swords while you in this 10 of Pentacles that they always trying to make money off of. They were left out in the cold. Okay? You don't like these people, no way. And they up there, and they in towers. Okay? They won't come on here and try to make you feel like they all this and all that, but they're not. They in that traveling lust energy. They trying to do something there. Okay? You be vibing too high in your synchronicity. And they be trying to send you 5 of Swords. But you like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Something about lovers. Every time they try to do something to you, it hits their lovers. Okay? It it hits the person they so-called love and try to brag about. Yeah, they contemplating now. They want to, yeah, they contemplating, but they going to run right into another conflict. Okay? Contemplating. That moon magic is in reverse, and new attractions is in reverse for them. Okay? They trying to start in front for the live. Like, remember that Do It For The Vine? They trying to do it for the live on YouTube. Hiding, okay? They a whole fool. They trying to walk into your new beginnings. Trying to bind themselves to your new beginnings. Messages coming in. Okay? Yeah, they want to betray you in that rebellious energy, but they being illuminated. Okay? This cycle closing their face with karma. They had a death and a rebirth messing with this collaboration against you. They stayed in an illusion and had to escape. Okay? They are disappointed. They had to escape. Okay? Let's be clear. You in hermit mode. Spirit said that's the truth. You stay in hermit mode. You could be a type of person that you ain't even trying to be famous. You ain't even trying to be none of that. But they wanna because of that, they wanna steal your light. They wanna use it for themselves. They wanna try to manipulate. Take your energy and manipulate it and be seen in a certain manner. Right? But you a Capricorn. You out all day getting that money. They over here online trying to scam people for that money. But listen, let's get the whole story. You was thinking quick. Left them broken hearted. Their money's in reverse. They can't sleep. Plus you moving forward. They wanted you left them burdens and responsibilities. That's in reverse. You a high priestess out here. Okay? You a whole high priestess out here. And you got that spiritual warfare as well. Okay? You sent that spiritual warfare back and it hit their lovers. Their new attractions is in reverse. Okay? Something about you and your celebrations and harmony is balancing. You know what I'm saying? They broken hearted because they couldn't sacrifice you. Okay? They in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Their money's in reverse. They trying to pretend they sitting pretty. But they were scattering like roaches. It's given, okay? They try to sacrifice you and your star, okay? But you a whole musician out here. It could be a warlock, a king of pentacles, right? That's preparing for something, right? It's giving this individual's lover, okay? You be vibing too high, and all you have for them is justice. They contemplating because they're a fool. They're trying to contemplate on your new beginning, right? You could have left them right there, right? They're always trying to figure out how they're going to take you down, and every time you move and you go to a new beginning, they're trying to contemplate on that. That's all. You know what I'm saying? But you are naturally, effortlessly born to shine. They don't like that. You know what I'm saying? You could turn on the computer and put your video out there just with your face, and you're going to get instantaneous views. Okay? Instantaneous views. And what they do is they try to cast dislike spells on you. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to be liked, but you're going to be seen. Right? Right. They mad because they try to take you down with spiritual warfare, and it just constantly backfires. You a high priestess out here. You a shaman. You could be a shaman, a high priestess. You can know how to reverse evil spells and make it backfire. See what I'm saying? But new prophets coming in, they trying to watch you and block you, but your ancestors is moving you to your happy 10 of cups. You persevere. Divine intervention is constantly coming through with the come through. Okay? The heartfelt divine intervention. You can be a praying warrior. You could be a traditional praying warrior. They don't like that. They don't like the word of God. They think that the Most High God loves them so much that it's okay to do evil unto others. But there was some divine intervention. Okay? You are the mother of it all. Okay, they try to come with conflict, okay, and try to scrutinize your new investments. Rather it's on here, rather it's in person, rather whatever it is, okay. So you are in hermit, okay, While you are the devil energy, you are the Capricorn. They're trying to bind themselves to you, but they only stood stuck in that Eight of Swords. While you in this Ten of Pentacles, they've been left out in the cold with a tower. Okay, literally, with this traveling lust energy, they have to find somewhere else to be. Okay, you are vibing high with your synchronicity, and that betrayal, deception, okay, that they be trying to send your way with the moon magic is definitely in reverse. So when they try to do something to you, it backfired on them. Period. Point blank. Period. Point blank. And they're gonna act like they're not watching you, but they're always in incognito. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So the negativity, envy, evil eye they sent out will backfire, because energy rooted in hate eventually destroys itself. Okay? Stay focused on your own peace, growth, and purpose. Instead of carrying bitterness, your light grows stronger when you keep moving with clarity, protection, and positive intentions. So, moving yourself out the way, it's okay, especially if you everywhere like me. It is fine and dandy. Okay. Um, Eventually, they'll take themselves out. Okay. Um, when you remove yourself, they'll find somebody else to prey on, and the next person they do that to is going to come effortlessly and take them out. So just move out the way, okay? And keep moving from them, okay? Don't give them the opportunity to steal your light, okay? So it is what it is. They always contemplating. They're always contemplating, okay? Because every time something backfires on them, they're going to come on here and act like, oh, I'm all this and I'm all that, but they're not. Eventually, that spiritual warfare is definitely balancing. Eventually, they have to pay. They have to pay. Okay? Everyone eventually faces the consequences of their actions. Okay? The energy people put into the world, whether good or harmful, has a way of returning over time. Okay? That's why it's important to stay focused on your own healing, growth, and purpose, instead of getting consumed by revenge or hatred. Your peace and progress are stronger than any negativity sent your way. That's it, and that's all I have for you. Like the video, share the video, and let your enemies know you're not even worthy trying to be my footstool in the end. Peace.